Ramadan ended, and most of us feel like we did not do enough. But Ramadan is not all we have. We also have Dhul Hijjah. And in this video, we're discussing how to make the most of them. I really like what Umar Sulaiman said. Be in the mindset of someone who is going for Hajj. Dhul Hijjah is an opportunity for us to add more du'as to our missed out Ramadan dua list. And we have to make the few special days that we get in Islam count. When you get another opportunity, use it well. And we do not have many special days. These are the most blessed 10 days of the year, even more blessed than the last 10 nights of Ramadan. Even though many scholars debate that these are better than the last 10 nights, but I really believe this, that nothing in this world happens without the wisdom of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And if He did not clear this question out, there is obviously some wisdom behind it, and He wants to see what His believers do with this. Though what is not left to the debate is this, that these 10 days are very blessed days. The mindset that really helps me make the most of them is just by being grateful. So I say this, Ya Allah, thank you for blessing me with more blessed days for me to become the best version of myself. Which is easy, just be grateful for what you have and watch your brain chemistry change. Gratitude changes everything. Discipline is not gonna be as easy as it is in Ramadan because there are no decoration. The mood is not set up. No one is praying tarawihs anymore, no gatherings, no iftars, none of that. When we are not in the mood, are you still willing to do what is most right? When people come together in Ramadan, discipline is just a lot easier. But then again, it's only 10 days long, unlike Ramadan, which is a month long. So many people around me, and probably you too, are just neglecting these days, which makes you want to neglect them too. But the Muslims who are aiming for Jannatul Firdaus are not gonna do that. They're gonna do what is most right, regardless of the crowd's participation in it. For me, I'm fasting. And fasting in Saudi Arabia is a lot harder because of the intense temperature, and the days are a lot longer. And for some reason, the schools decided that they're just not gonna give us holidays, which they usually do. So now I'm managing college and fasting and all my ibadah along with everything. But that's the thing, sacrifice something of yourself. Mine was my comfort to become more disciplined. And it's hard, but I'm still doing, because when I just look at Ibrahim alayhi salam trials, he's just done a lot more than I did. So I need to do something big, as big as his sacrifice. Honey, you don't need motivation. All you need is to create value in your heart for these days. By learning what Dhul Hijjah is and why it matters at all. By studying Ibrahim alayhi salam's story and by stepping in his shoes and understanding that he was a real man. And we just hear his stories as stories, but he was someone who actually struggled through those things. And understanding his pain would really make you value Dhul Hijjah. The more you engage yourself with something, the more value you create for it. And you care for what you value. I created more value for these days by engaging in writing my script, editing and recording myself in this video. And you are creating value by clicking on this video and engaging in listening to more about Dhul Hijjah. Now remember this, Dhul Hijjah is valuable whether you value it or not. The Quran does not lose its value just because you decide not to read it. Ramadan does not lose its value just because you decide not to fast in it. So what you should be doing is create value for the valuable things that strengthen our iman, that grow us into better versions of ourselves, that disciplines us, and that which will help us in this dunya and in akhirah. Need to find your why, and it could be anything, whether it's your need to be more disciplined or a specific outcome that you want out of your work that you've been doing, something that you wished you would have wished for in Ramadan but you missed, or just your goal to be more religious. You don't really need to find your why, you can create it, because that's what I do for the life that I want to create. Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam was ready to sacrifice the most precious thing to him because Allah commanded it. But before the sacrifice happened, Allah replaced it with a sheep. The lesson He taught us, putting the faith before ego, letting go of all attachment, even if that attachment was your own son, being willing to give up something for your highest purpose. So ask yourself these two questions. What are those things that you know are good for your growth and for your faith, but you don't do it because of that damn ego? What are your attachments in this dunya? And what do you have to let go of? Will giving up this attachment align you with your higher purpose, the one in dunya and in akhirah? Then let that go. His story emphasizes on trusting Allah even when something is difficult or emotionally painful. In Hajj, many rituals themselves are acts of obedience. Walking between Safa and Marwa, wearing simple white clothes, standing for hours in prayers, following specific rituals. That is if you're going on Hajj. But that's not the case for most of us. Most of us are not going on Hajj. But what we can be doing is stepping into their mindsets and embodying their obedience into ourselves. Some rituals may not make sense, but the idea is humility before Allah rather than doing what feels convenient. The obedience is built from trusting Allah and His wisdom that we don't know yet. Science may be behind, but it always manages to catch up and prove some benefit. A major theme of Dhul Hijjah is relying on Allah even though the future is unknown and the outcome is unclear. When Hajar salam was left in the desert along with her child, she continued searching for water instead of giving up. The trust that she held in her heart was answered by Allah by the appearance of Zamzam in the middle of absolutely nowhere. What could have been the chances? Why would you search for water in such a hopeless place? But she had tawakkul regardless of all the odds stacked up against her. And trust me, Allah never disappoints someone who has tawakkul in him. And I can swear that from my own experience. The month teaches us both taking action and trusting Allah with the results. So now is the time for you to tie that damn camel and do it in whatever remaining days that you have. I have posted this video a little late, so how many other days remain? Just make the most of them. The entire story of Ibrahim salam and his family involved periods of waiting, hardships, and endurance. And what we get from his story is that he and his wife were incredibly patient people. Hajar salam searching desperately for water in the desert. Can you believe the amount of tawakkul she would have had in the middle of nowhere searching for water? You cannot complete your Hajj without walking between Safa and Marwa. You cannot even complete your Umrah because Allah loved that act so much because she had such incredible tawakkul. They waited years for a child. And the physical difficulty of Hajj itself. Dhul Hijjah reminds us this, that to build something meaningful, it will require us to have endurance, perseverance, and patience. And we can build each one of these traits within us, starting in these 10 days and maintaining them for the rest of the year. One of my most desperate dua in these 10 days is that for Allah to make me more patient while writing my novel. I have never written a novel before, and I have been feeling so much imposter syndrome and doubt, even though I know my novel is gonna be absolutely revolutionary, and I just want to trust myself and to have tawakkul in Allah. Engage yourself in worship. Keep that tasbih in your hand whenever or wherever you are. Fast if you can. Don't miss your prayers. Pray your sunnahs and your tahajjuds. Read as much Quran as possible. And study Ibrahim salam's story because his story will truly inspire you. And it will help you find and create your why that we had been talking about. Make duas that you forgot to make in Ramadan because this is your second and your final chance. Bring yourself to value the valuable things. That's really where all of this goes down to. These days are blessed whether you show up or not. But you showing up, that is what's gonna change things for you. In this dunya and akhirah. In the version of yourself you are becoming. Clutch on to every single opportunity Allah gives you. Because honey, the Muslim It girls, we're working on both dunya and akhirah. Make the most of whatever days that you have left. And I'll see you on the other side, inshallah.